What is the difference between a condo and a townhouse, and what are some of their pros and cons? Let's find out. I'm Angie Blanco, a realtor here in Miami, Florida with One Path Realty, and by the end of this video, you should be an expert on condos and townhouses and their differences so that you can choose the right one for you. Let's get started. Condos. Most people think of a condo and they think of a unit inside of a high-rise building, which is not wrong. That is accurate, but it's not the only type of condo there is. A condo property can actually be any type of property. Yes, that's right. Any type of property. So even properties that look like single-family homes or townhomes can actually also be a condo property. And the reason that is because a condo is more of a type of ownership, not a type of property. Don't lose me here. Owning a condo just means you own what's inside of those four walls. You don't own the land, you don't own the exterior walls, the roof, the driveway, the balcony, basically nothing on the outside. This type of condo ownership is seen where there's an association in charge and they make the rules for what happens inside of that community, not you. And since any type of property can be a part of a gated community or of an association, whether it be a single family home, a townhouse, or the common condo, then any type of property can be classified as a condo property. So again, it's about the ownership, not about the type of property. And with owning a condo property comes its pros and its cons. Some of the pros include less maintenance and less responsibility as far as the outside is concerned. So when the grass needs to be cut, that's not your problem. When the building needs a fresh coat of paint, that's not your problem. And a new roof, which would have cost you $30,000, that's not your problem either. Most condo communities will also have common areas or amenities, which is really nice, and they're all different, but most have things like a pool, a gym, tennis or basketball courts, a clubhouse, and things like that, which as a condo owner, you'll have partial ownership over along with the other residents in that community. Another good thing about a condo property is the security. Most communities or buildings will either have a guard at the gate or a doorman in the lobby, or at the very least some sort of key or code to get in. But all of this convenience doesn't come for free. Some cons, on the other hand, might be that you have a monthly association fee. This fee is what the association charges to each of its residents for the upkeep and maintenance of the community and its common areas. These HOA fees could increase over time, but it's usually not by much and not very often, especially if the association is well run. Another possible con could be special assessments, and this is when the community takes on a large beautification project or a large-scale repair that needs to get done, like replacing all the windows in a community with impact-resistant windows, and so that additional cost gets transferred to the residents after being broken down into a monthly payment over X amount of years. However, like I mentioned earlier, if an association is well run, then they should have an accurate budget that allocates money each and every month for these type of projects from the standard HOA fee that the residents already normally pay, nothing additional. I know a lot of people that don't like associations for these reasons, but I also know others that don't mind it at all because of the peace of mind that it brings to them not having to be responsible for the upkeep and routine maintenance of a property. The last con I'll mention before moving on to townhouses is that since you don't own the exterior of the property, you're much more restricted on what you can modify, if anything. Any change that you'd like to make to the exterior will definitely need to be run by your association beforehand for permission. Now, I've given you a lot of information regarding condos, and I hope I haven't confused you, but the simplest explanation is that a condo is a type of ownership rather than a type of property. That's all. Simple. Moving on to townhouses. Are you ready? Unlike a condo, a townhouse is a type of property, not a type of ownership. Typically, its design is 2 stories and it shares its 2 exterior walls on both sides with its neighbors. Townhouses can either have condo ownership or what's called fee simple ownership. I know, I just threw another one at you, but it's actually quite simple. As we know, with condo ownership, you only own what's inside of your 4 walls, nothing on the outside. So if you were to buy a condo townhouse, your maintenance and upkeep would be minimal because again, you only own what's inside. The outside would then be the association's responsibility because it's a condo townhouse. Well, with fee simple ownership, you own everything, in and out. It's treated more like a regular house where in addition to owning the inside and the outside of the property, you also own the land that it sits on. You also have more freedom, but only to a certain extent, because wherever there's an association, there'll be some kind of rules. And whether the townhouse is a condo townhouse or a fee simple townhouse, 99.9% of the time, all townhouses have an association with some kind of rules. Let's talk about the pros of a townhouse. For one, their layout is typically very comfortable and spacious for being on the smaller side. A lot of times they'll also have a small patio or outdoor area, which can also make the space feel a little bigger. Another pro could be their proximity to town, hence why they're called townhouses. Makes sense, right? They're usually near more metro areas, which makes it real easy to get to work, to the supermarket, or to enjoy a quick night out. Townhouses usually also feel a little more like single-family homes, to where you park and you're immediately at your front door. A lot of people love this, especially if they're in a situation where they can't afford a single-family home at the moment, or they just don't want to spend that much. A townhouse is a really comfortable and much more affordable alternative for them. Some cons, on the other hand, might be that you still have an association. This means that each and every month you'll have to pay your HOA fee to live there. However, one important thing to point out is that with a fee simple townhouse, your association fee will usually be much lower than with a condo townhouse. And this is because with a fee simple townhouse, you're responsible for much more of your own property. Your roof, the land that your property sits on, the insurance for the interior and exterior of your property, and so on. So the association charges you less. With a condo townhouse, the condo association is responsible for more, so they charge you more. I've seen fee simple townhouses with HOA fees of only $100 a month, while condo townhouses with HOA fees of over $300 a month. And you might be thinking, well then, why do fee simple townhouses charge me anything at all if I'm responsible for basically everything? And it's just because they're usually still amenities in the community that they'll upkeep, and they'll also do small tasks for you like mowing your front lawn or trimming your landscaping, painting the community, and things like that. Another con of townhouses might be the privacy, or lack of. Since townhouses are all attached and they're usually 2 stories, if you have any rear neighbors, you'll likely have a clear view of each other's patios. Not a huge deal, but could be considered less than ideal for some people. And so, to sum it up really simply, a condo is just a type of ownership that any type of property can have, while a townhouse, on the other hand, is a type or a style of property. If you need to rewatch this video, please do so. And if you have any specific questions about this topic or how to find them, please reach out to me. And lastly, if you need to find the right place to live in Miami, watch these 2 videos here where I talk about Condo, Florida, and also the Redlands, 2 popular areas here that might work for you. Happy watching, and I will see you on the next one.